Take a wet cloth, seal it inside a plastic bag, leave it in a warm room for a week. You know exactly what you'll find when you open it: black mold. Now ask yourself why a baby wipe doesn't do the same thing after sitting on a store shelf for 2 years. Because of the 1%. The label says 99% pure water. That remaining fraction is doing all the work, stopping bacteria, killing mold, preserving a wet product inside a dark plastic package for years. And what manufacturers put inside that fraction directly contradicts every claim of purity on the front of the box. Independent testing has found industrial disinfectants hiding inside natural fruit extracts, no nervous system depressants absorbing through newborn skin, and microplastic concentrations 387 times normal levels in wipes marketed as plastic-free. This is what the industry buried in the 1%. You reach for 99% water wipes because every instinct tells you they're the right choice. You've heard about parabens. You've read about sulfates and synthetic fragrances. The diaper aisle is engineered to push you toward minimalism. Soft pastels, clean fonts, a smiling newborn on the package, and the promise of just water and a drop of something gentle. It makes perfect sense. Water is the gentlest substance on Earth. A product that's almost entirely water can't possibly contain enough chemistry to cause harm. So you pay the premium. You buy water wipes, Pampers Aquapure, Huggies Natural Care, or whichever brand promises the shortest ingredient list. You do this because you're trying to protect your baby. That instinct is absolutely correct. But what the marketing doesn't explain is that a short ingredient list and a safe ingredient list aren't the same thing. A product that's almost entirely water still has to survive in a sealed, dark, warm package for months, sometimes years. And the feature that makes this product feel pure is exactly the feature that forces the most aggressive chemical intervention. Water is the foundation of all biological life. Bacteria, mold, and yeast don't just tolerate moisture, they require it. A sealed, dark, room temperature package saturated with water is a perfect incubation chamber. So the manufacturer faces an impossible trade-off. Remove the preservatives and the wipe becomes a petri dish, or keep the preservatives and the pure water promise starts to collapse. Most brands chose to hide the preservatives behind friendly names. Water wipes built a global reputation on 2 listed ingredients: water and grapefruit seed extract. To a parent, that sounds like citrus juice, something you'd squeeze into a glass of water. But independent chemistry labs have repeatedly shown that commercial grapefruit seed extract has virtually no natural antimicrobial power on its own. The reason it stops mold is that the extract is contaminated during industrial processing with benzalkonium chloride, a synthetic compound used in hospital-grade surface disinfectants to rip open bacterial cell walls. Benzalkonium chloride is a documented severe skin irritant and a potent allergic sensitizer, even at trace concentrations. Respiratory exposure is linked to asthma and wheezing in developing airways. The natural fruit extract on the label is a delivery system for an industrial biocide. That's what's sitting inside the package. Here's what happens when that chemistry meets your baby's skin. Start with the act of cleaning. Baby waste is lipid heavy, full of fats and oils. Diaper barrier creams are lipid-based. Water is a polar solvent, and a basic law of chemistry says polar solvents cannot dissolve non-polar lipids. A wipe that's 99% water lacks the chemical ability to dissolve what it needs to remove. The water slides over the mess without breaking it down. So what actually does the cleaning is you, pressing harder, dragging a synthetic fabric across the most sensitive skin on your newborn's body. That friction creates thousands of invisible microabrasions in the infant's skin barrier. The prolonged wetness from the water wipe also raises the skin's pH, which activates destructive enzymes in the waste itself, enzymes that break down the lipid barrier holding the skin together. The barrier is now open, and the preservatives walk straight through. If a brand avoids grapefruit seed extract, the most common replacement is phenoxyethanol. You'll find it in Costco Kirkland wipes, Huggies Natural Care, Amazon Mama Bear, across the mass market. The concentration in any single wipe stays below 1%, which is technically legal for cosmetics. But a newborn requires 10 to 12 diaper changes a day. At 3 wipes per change, that's 30 or more applications of phenoxyethanol directly onto tissue that's already broken and inflamed. It absorbs rapidly through the skin. It's a known central nervous system depressant. The FDA issued a direct warning after discovering it in a nursing product called Mommy's Bliss Nipple Cream. Infants exposed through skin absorption experienced vomiting, diarrhea, dangerous dehydration, and central nervous system depression, meaning limpness in the limbs, suppressed breathing, and an inability to wake. The FDA forced that cream off the market. The same chemical remains in the wipes you use 30 times a day. Then there are the chemicals that don't appear on any label. Premium brands like Pampers Aquapure use compounds such as PEG 40 hydrogenated castor oil to blend their formulations. The letters PEG signal that the compound has undergone ethoxylation, a manufacturing process that routinely leaves behind traces of ethylene oxide and 1,4-dioxane. Both are recognized human carcinogens. Because they're manufacturing byproducts and not intentionally added ingredients, the FDA doesn't require them on the label. You read every word on the back of the package and see nothing wrong. And then there's the fabric itself. The marketing implies soft cotton. It isn't. Roughly 90% of commercial baby wipes are made from synthetic plastic polymers, polyester and polypropylene. When you drag that plastic across skin, it sheds. Studies on analogous synthetic polymer sheets show a single sheet can release up to 16 million microplastic particles under friction. Those particles embed in broken skin, carry the preservatives deeper into dermal tissue, and enter systemic circulation. 16 million particles per wipe on skin you just tore open. The chemistry can't clean what it needs to clean. The scrubbing destroys the barrier. The preservatives flood in. The fabric sheds plastic into the broken skin. And the industry didn't just fail to prevent this. They actively worked to make sure you wouldn't find out. In June 2025, a class action lawsuit was filed in federal court against Water Wipes, the brand that built a global empire on the claim that its product was the world's purest baby wipe and explicitly plastic-free. Independent lab testing told a different story. Microplastic concentrations in water wipes measured 387 times the laboratory baseline. 387 times. The lawsuit revealed a specific deceptive tactic. The company warned consumers that the outer packaging might contain plastic, deliberately creating the impression that the wipe itself was clean. The plastic crisis extends beyond one brand. A separate federal lawsuit against Costco's Kirkland Signature baby wipes found PFAS, forever chemicals, confirmed by a Department of Defense laboratory at 3.7 parts per billion. PFAS exposure in children is linked to thyroid disorders, liver damage, and immune suppression. Another federal suit alleges the same chemicals in Huggies Simply Clean wipes. How does this stay on shelves? Because cosmetic products in the United States don't require pre-market safety testing or approval. The FDA operates on post-market surveillance. They step in only after widespread injury has already been reported. The European Union requires a comprehensive safety assessment from a certified toxicologist before a wipe can even be sold. The EU restricts the very chemicals and byproducts that American manufacturers use freely, with phased limits forcing companies to remove carcinogenic residues from their processes. Legal in America does not mean tested. It means no one has been required to prove it's safe. Those are 3 lawsuits against 3 brands. But the ingredients at the center of each case aren't outliers. They're industry standard. In 2024, Consumer Reports partnered with the independent safety organization Made Safe to analyze 15 major baby wipe brands. 7 of the 15 contained ingredients classified as concerning, chemicals linked to cancer risk, severe irritation, or extreme environmental persistence. 7 out of 15, nearly half the market. And when companies actually try to strip the harsh preservatives to match their natural branding, Biology fills the gap. In early 2026, Target faced a sweeping crisis with its up-and-up fragrance-free wipes. Parents opened sealed, unexpired packages and found dark black, green, and white mold growing directly on the fabric. Consumer safety reports revealed that babies developed severe rashes before anyone even saw the mold. Invisible fungal networks were already thriving in the water base, transferring spores directly onto broken skin. This wasn't the first time. The FDA previously recalled new tech baby wipes after testing confirmed contamination with Burkholderia cepacia, a bacterium that thrives in water-rich environments, resists standard antibiotics, and rapidly colonizes an infant's respiratory tract. Then there's the wipe warmer. When you heat a 99% water wipe to body temperature, you accelerate the breakdown of whatever weak preservatives remain and shift bacteria into their fastest growth phase. The warm, dark, wet environment becomes an active incubator in your nursery. Every brand in this category faces the same impossible chemistry. Preserve aggressively, and you hide industrial chemicals behind a purity label. Preserve gently, and biology takes over with mold and resistant bacteria. Here's how to step outside the trap entirely. The single most impactful change you can make today: stop using commercial wet wipes on active diaper rash entirely. The friction and the preservatives delay healing. Instead, buy dry, 100% unbleached organic cotton squares and wet them yourself with warm tap water right before use. Add a single drop of organic coconut oil. The oil provides the lipid-dissolving power that water fundamentally lacks, which eliminates the need to scrub. No preservatives, no microplastics, no hidden chemistry. This is also the cheapest option. Commercial water wipes run 6 cents per wipe or more. Dry cotton squares bought in bulk cost a fraction of that over a year. If you need a pre-moistened wipe for travel or daycare, check the substrate first, the actual fabric the wipe is made from, before you read a single ingredient. Look for plant-based fibers, organic cotton, bamboo, or lyocell. If the material is polyester or polypropylene, nothing else on the label matters. Then look for 2 specific third-party certifications: EWG Verified and the Made Safe seal. These organizations screen products against hundreds of hidden contaminants using standards far stricter than the FDA's. Specific brands that pass independent testing: Healthy Baby and Coterie use plant-based fibers with rigorously tested preservation systems. The safest premium options can run around $45 a box. That's not realistic for every family. For tighter budgets, Kaboo and The Honest Company offer bamboo and plant fiber wipes at accessible price points with Made Safe certification. When reading labels, 3 things mean you put the package back: any ingredient ending in ammonium chloride, the word phenoxyethanol, and the letters PEG anywhere in the ingredient list. And if you own a wipe warmer, unplug it. It does the opposite of what you bought it to do. You bought these wipes because you wanted the safest possible choice for your baby. That instinct was right. What was wrong was the information you were given, engineered by an industry that profits from the gap between what the label promises and what the product delivers. Now you know how to read past the front of the package. What product category should we investigate next?